when I get to relax. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to relax. Get it that I'm never going back.
On live.
Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up,
Man.
going up. Get it that I'm never going. I get to it off the runway. Different incomes, not one way. Living life on a one way. I knew this would happen someday. You can ask my day one day. Cloudy days turn to sun rays. Only way away up way. No my way, no my feng shui. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to relax. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back.
What's good? What's good? What's good?
I guess that when I get to relax. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back.
What's cooking, man?
Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never
How you doing?
going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never
What's good? I'm trying to
different summer,
see
different car keys.
who's here with
Life
us.
for the party. My
How
body
you
riding
doing?
like a Harley. Totally doing so gnarly. God got me first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to relax. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back.
Yes, today's topic is going to be a very, very interesting one. All right, people?
Never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. Going up, going up, going
What are we
up,
learning
going
as
up,
a
going up,
society?
going up. Get it that I'm never
It's going to be very interesting. Um,
going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going. Get it that I'm never going. Get it that I'm never going.
yes. What's good? So, people, what we're going to discuss today is what are we learning as a society. I'll wait for some of you guys to come in, but the question is, what are we learning as a society at this moment in time, this present time in history? What are we really learning? That's the topic of today. That's the important question that's on show, you know. So come in, people. Come in. I'm waiting for one or two more um, before I get started, before I kick into this live. Much love, people. What's good? What's good? What's good? I hope you guys are blessed and feeling positive out there, you know. I hope you're blessed and feeling good. Yeah. So, let's get into this. Let's get into this. I'm going to give it 3 to 1. I was going to give it 5 minutes, and we're up to the 5 minutes now. So, you know, I better get in, right? So, people, Jevitee Nation, I hope you guys are blessed and healthy out there, and you're safe as well. Okay, you know, as we know what is happening, even the coronavirus as well. Is hitting our society. Pick today is related to our current situation of you know the issue or the incident, the tragic incident that happened to George Floyd. My question is, what are we learning as a society? You know, what are we really learning? And you know, because we as human beings we are unpredictable. I want to know, are we really going to learn something from this? You know, and take it forward positively to make drastic changes. Because what's up? What's up, Sharon? How are you doing? You okay? You all right? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you here. Yes, we are discussing what are we learning as a society at this present moment in time. You know, because we can have a movement. We can have marches and everything else going on, but how are we going to take it forward? That's good, Sharon. Good to know that you're blessed. Much love. So how are we really going to move forward? Because the thing is, as much as I have hope, because I'm a positive thinker, I do know that smash the like, Sharon, please. Smash the like, please. Let them know that you are in the house, in the building. All right. Nice one, nice one. Thank you for that, my sister. Thank you. Yeah. So basically, I'm asking the question: what are we learning as a society in this present moment in time? This historic moment. I mean, there should be changes for the future for sure, but we as a society, we've been here many, many times before, right? Years and year in, year out. As in, we see unfair treatments of the minorities, black people, etc. Policies stays the same. The unfair treatment stays the same. Maybe it's even worse now. I'm not, but everything has stayed the same. You know, I sometimes ask the question. Much love, yeah. You showing me a video, right? Okay, cool. I'll watch that video later. Then I'll comment. Yeah. So, my main issue is, for years I've seen, let's say, celebrities, for example. Some of them going to different places, different parts of the world. Trying to raise awareness of poverty and disadvantaged people. Now, um, that that is all well and good, but I have not personally seen any one of them, pushing for positive change, as in policies and laws, because together we stand, divided we fall, right? Like what's going on right now, I truly believe if George Floyd did not die, you know, we will not be having a wake up call, to change laws, which is very disturbing, right? To me, personally speaking, that's very disturbing. Just to think, just to imagine, if George Floyd did not die in such a brutal way on camera, and was and the video was sent around the world, especially on social media. If that did not happen, I would think that black life black life matters, the movement will still be saying black life matters, but nothing is being done. So it scares me just to think that if that incident did not occur in such a way, on video, what pressure would there be that for the past few years, or sorry, for the past centuries, we've seen many incidents, similar to George Floyd's incident, right? That, as in, like, we've seen many incidents of minorities, black, men or women, mainly men, getting killed, or getting, beat up, or, you know, basically negative things that is happening to them, right? And obviously being oppressed. Now, nothing much has changed, right? So that is why I'm asking the question: what are we learning as a society? Because the system that's B, they have conditioned us, and try to make us think that certain cultures or races, they are below the ladder, so whether it's, it comes to employment, getting, positions, in, high places, that we are always, you know at the bottom. And also the way we see them treat, other countries, black countries, and other minority countries. I see their own policies for human rights, obviously things that suits them. So I'm just asking, what are we really learning at this moment in time? Because, something is funny, right? That, I've been watching some of the news from, America, just different channels. That way, I get a broader perspective. Now, personally speaking, there is a lot of talk about change, about, a worldwide change, because we need to remember this conditioning of the mind by the white supremacy, because they do have such thing called that. That's what's been going on for many centuries. Let's be honest, right? Now, they have manipulated and schemed and do so much to convince people that other people's lives does not matter, right? And they will have policies that would directly disadvantage, the minorities, or black people, purposefully, right? Just to keep them down, and keep them, under control, basically. So so I'm asking the question again, basically, what are we learning as a society? You know, what are we truly learning? Because we can all talk now, and get on the social media platforms, and supporting this, supporting that. There are some people that are just following. I would have to say, because human nature is, well, stick with the crowd, and then that way, nobody points fingers, at you. Okay. Now, we need to know that our lives matters, but predominantly because the black race has been suppressed for so many years, centuries, shall I say, right? Now, it's time to change the narratives. It's time to change the words, that they've put out there, that, such as black people, can't do this or can't do that, such and such, like, just to make whatever they are trying to do, and and trying to to get the best out of a certain groups of people, whatever they are trying to do, they have done it because they have conditioned people to think a certain way about black people and also the minorities. You know, you know something I will touch on, right, is I'll say that it has been put out there that being lighter is better. Okay, and the question will be by who? I'm sure we know, right? So there, there has been so many things that has been pushed towards us that it will take time for some of us to actually wake up, because we have been conditioned so strongly and so perfectly that it will take some human beings many years for them to become unconditioned. I mean, that's a true fact, because we are all different, and we all learn at a different pace. Okay, so we need to know, what are we learning as a society, each and every one of us. What are we learning? You know, because we all have our own discrimination within us. Thank you, Sharon. Much love. You know, we all have our own discrimination within us, but we don't suppress people. We don't keep them down. We don't take their resources, right? We don't make them suffer. Like just recently, I was just watching something that the West would rather give places like Africa birth control pills and stuff like that, right? But yet they wouldn't help with things like malaria, to give them perhaps some medicines, to conquer malaria and different types of infections that they can do, but they choose not to. Again, obviously, view them very low, yeah, in the ladder, and most definitely, yeah, if we are to be honest out there, people, right? The human rights law is not being fair to continents such as Africa. Let's be honest, because that's where the black people are, or even the West Indies. Same thing as well. Some of them live in like a certain way similar to Africa. You know, we have to be honest, and also the leaders in Africa, yes, we have to be honest. Some of them are a bit greedy, or corrupt. But then all these mindsets, some of it comes from the powers that be. You know, let's be honest, because when something's been there for so long, centuries, you know, wow, it takes generations, to wipe out a certain way of thinking. 100%, So this is what I'm trying to say, that we can be marching now and saying Black Life Matters, so on and so forth. But how long is this going to last for? Meaning, where is it going to go to? Are people going to change their mind, sooner or later? Are people going to resort back to the old self, because remember about the word being conditioned. Being conditioned is to think a certain way, right? To think a certain way, and has been conditioned to think a certain way about certain groups of human beings, you know, which is not right. You know, we we all know deep down it's not a right way to think, but because we have been conditioned, we just go about our daily business, and just think it's fine, that, oh well, because it doesn't concern you directly. But the on televisions, just to spread knowledge, because the narratives have to change if people have to change also, because people, the way of thinking, sometimes they want to learn, sometimes they just want to follow other people, and sometimes they're confused. Basically, they don't want to go and read, or go and learn about that affects them, and I just find that amazing. you know we need to know that black people, the minorities, are part of this human race. 100%, right? Things have been confused. We have been taught the wrong things, right? That some people are lower, some people are higher. Or some races are lower, some races are higher. Who are we as human beings to decide that? I always find that a bit strange. We are all on the same level, as far as I'm concerned, on the same level, you know, because we are all God's children, right? Let's be real. So, I was just wondering that how long will this moment in history last for? Because there there are some people, without a question, will go back to their old way of thinking, because they can't think for themselves, without question. You know, it sounds a negative way to think, but it is the truth, because human beings, some of us are so, like, un- unpredictable, you know, and so complicated that you know it's very hard to, you know. So, because what I want to see is change of policy in, America, England, the whole world, continents, like Africa, change of policies in the way they've been treating people, meaning give people back their rights, give them back their human rights, their dignity. You know, that's what I want to see. For the long term, because everybody can clearly see that. If maybe some people have been sleeping, on the. Oh, I'm on the live stream. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sit down and eat. I'll change it for you. Okay. Just 1 second, guys. One second, people. Go there. Put your shirt up. Try and change it here. Hold it. Yeah. So, take it outside. So, what I was saying basically, sorry about that. Where was I? Yeah, I want to see change of policies worldwide because I'm not those people who don't think straight because there there are some people now, they might be protesting and I'm talking this and that, but some people go back, up to their old way of thinking because things have been conditioned in society's mind so much that they view the minorities and black people as in second class citizens, you know and sometimes it takes a long while to uncondition those minds. So that's why I have the showing love, because trust me, some people can talk all the talk that they want. They don't seem to have the basic thing called compassion, you know, for the next human being, especially, from a different culture or race. So for me, until I see action, all now is only words and yes, you know what? We have to start somewhere. I hear you loud and clear. But we need to remember, let's not forget, many, many years and centuries, these things has been happening and nothing has changed. So the question I will ask, what is different now? Is it what? Because social media? But then we've been seeing many, many videos for the past few years, circulating around of people being killed and then, people just getting away with it. Almost as if that the person, that was killed, yeah, the black man or whoever, means absolutely nothing. Meaning their life is meaningless, So, I just find that quite amazing thing for me to think about that I am concerned with, will there be drastic changes? Because we have to remember, that some white people, let's be honest, some would be reluctant to view us equal 150%, because again, this is human nature, right? This is human nature. Some people are just so used to being controlled, conditioned, and even though they've been lied to, or, they still believe some of the lies, some of the false narratives that's been told to them by their forefathers, their grandmas, etc. So, okay, the Ku Klux clans and different other groups that are still wanting, I don't know, some white world, which is just some crazy dream, that they have. So, and also let's just keep focused that if the Western world can suppress continents like Africa, which is so massive, right? And just turn a blind eye to people dying of basic things like malaria and all, when they can provide medicines so easily like that. Come on. Like I said, there's a long way to go. And the question I'm asking is, what are we learning as a society? Because, some of us can talk, but I think, when it comes to action, some of us tend to maybe sometimes sell your own people. You know, I mean, I see things that's a bit weird. Just just recently, actually, there's a London protest for George Floyd. I saw something that I'm not sure too many people picked it up. Right, I can't remember which building it was in from, but however, there was big crowds there, and also there were those police officers, that was in line to protect, whatever. Now, I saw something that was quite interesting, right? I saw a white police officer kneeling down, yeah, showing, compassion, you know, understanding. What was interesting was there was a black officer next to him, and that black officer did not kneel down. And, like I said, maybe not too many people might have picked that up, but to me, there are some things that's significant that people might just think, oh, that is nothing. But for me, that's a significant thing that I saw, because first and foremost, it is not the duty for the white officer to respect, and all this, that black lives does matter, plus minorities lives. But the black officer that was next to him did not kneel down. The question I will ask is why. you know yeah, so I just find just different things a bit interesting, in this moment in time in history, because all this could, could just be a big noise. Because, I'll tell you guys one thing. We in London did experience something similar to this when, you know a black young man was killed, and then that just prompted the London riots. Right now, you would think that, that London was burning, things were being destroyed, that changes will come. Right, that should have been like a wake up call. Well, let's just put it that way. So, let's just say from that experience, I have not noticed that people are calling for worldwide change. They are only calling for their country to change their ways. But I'm sorry, that's not enough, because there's a wider problem here. There's a bigger problem that's been there for centuries, and we have to focus enough here, and and to know that this is a bigger problem. It's not just the killings, in America, or hashtag I can't breathe. It's bigger than that. Let's be real, people. Let's wake up. It's bigger than that. It's so big that words can't describe it. Do we know how many people have died? Yes, Billy. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. It's still early anyway. 37 minutes in. Um, yeah. So what I was saying just now, Billy, was from the question, right, of the live stream. What are we learning as a society, in this moment in history? What what are we truly learning? Because I'm seeing people only focusing on just America, right? To change their ways, and specifically, I will hear people most of the time say they need the police force to change. But that is only a small percentage of the problem. I don't hear too many people talking about worldwide change, worldwide, because this problem has been around for centuries, right? Systematic racism, discrimination, oppressing people, it's been there for so long, right? That people are so conditioned, they seem to forget that it's all around them, worldwide. So, my concern is some people, will go onto marches and, speak their, their truth or whatnot. But then some people will come back to their old self and forget how deeper of a problem this is. You know, it's a it's a deep problem that words, I can't find the right word for it because it's so deep that maybe this is the deepest act of unhumane actions, against a certain set of or groups of people, culture-wise, race-wise, that we are seeing in history. Because the problem is not just in America, or to say the police, or even in England also. The problem is systematic. It's been there. It's part of the has changed. They still take things that's not theirs. Just recently, I was watching some program actually, and the presenter made a very good point. They said there are so many artifacts, yeah, like things from Africa or from different places, in Africa and the West Indies, inside the British Museum. And then, they asked the question, what do the Western world need these artifacts for? Because they've taken it, they've not asked for it, they've not seek permission, they've taken it. So if we go up to the British Museum right now, there'll be many things in there, important things, yeah, to to other nations, that is maybe vital, for their spiritual beliefs, and so on. But it's in the British Museum without permission. So, what I'm trying to say is there are so many issues here that people shouldn't just take it lightly. That is just, police brutality, because of George Floyd, incident, and many others, for the past few years. It's a deeper issue because people don't want to show love. Some people thrive on just hating, other people, other cultures. Some people thrive in seeing, other people. Some people thrive on this. They thrive on it. Like they get high on it. It makes them feel good, which is a behavior I can never understand. Never. It makes no sense. How can other people be suffering, and you just go to your house, with your family, and then nighttime, you sleep like a baby? I don't understand. So, what I'm asking the question is, what are we learning as a society, really and truly, individually? because everybody can talk. I've watched so many programs now. People are giving their opinions, right, left, center, different cultures, races and all that. But I keep saying this: nobody is talking about this is a world issue, worldwide issue. No one, and it is because people are suffering out there because of, like, okay, just imagine that George Floyd's situation. Now let's put that, let's blow that up 10 times, 100 times more. That's what's been happening for the past few centuries. I truly believe, it's my humble opinion, but then the facts speak for itself too. you know so I just think if we want to see changes, yes, do let me know. Hashtag Black Lives Matters. Yes, man. So, yeah, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you, bro. Yeah, so, I'm just saying we need a big, massive change in the mentality. But firstly, we need change in policies. Policies that would help everybody. But they have to start with correcting things that they've put in black and white to suppress minorities and black people, because that is there in black and white. you know um, they are following their own policies. I will ask you guys a question, all right? you know I s- I said this just the other day, but let's take, for instance, the Human Rights Act 1998. They created that act, but that act is created for themselves, like negative actions that has been taken for the past centuries. Then I will say the powers that be, the Western world, England, America, and so on, they are guilty as charged. Let's be honest. Let's go to that song by Kanye West, "Blood Diamonds." Now let's think about that. Right? It's things like that. I'm saying it's a bigger problem than people are thinking about. Blood diamonds, right? Means people are dying over them digging this diamond, yeah, for other people's pleasure. And they are getting paid peanuts. Slavery, basically. That's why, the terminology blood. Now, think about this now, people. How many of this blood diamonds is circulating? You know, around the world. As in, to the rich people or the people that's in power. Think about that, people. Let's think about that, right? So many people are suffering over these so-called diamonds that is not from America, it's not from England, it's not from anywhere in the Western world, right? So I'm just trying to highlight all these things just to say to you guys that we need to wake up. We need to know that this is a bigger problem than just an issue with police brutality. You know, it's a mind condition problem that people have been conditioned to think a certain way about certain groups of people that they're nothing. You know, that they're worthless. They mean absolutely nothing. As a society, what are we? What are we really learning? You know, because for me, I mean, I'm awake, and some of us need to wake up. Really need to wake up. Just the other day, I think it was yesterday or the day before live stream. I was again asking the question about when some countries in Africa, or shall I say, every country in Africa, and also the West Indies, right? When we celebrate, Independence Day, we have been brainwashed to really think that we have independence. And like I said, if you are not in control of your resources and things that is born and bred in your country, yeah, other people are in charge of it, that is outside of your country, you have no independence. So again, we have been conditioned to think a certain way. And we need to wake up because, like I'm saying, this is not just a small issue. It's a worldwide issue. That is, violations of human rights. You know, and too many people have turned a blind eye to it. Too many people. Too many people. So some of these people now, that are marching, some of them on social media platforms or wherever. Some people can talk, all day long because human nature is this, right? Some people, they just follow. Some people, when all this noise is over, they go back, up to the daily self here and still discriminate, still be racist, and still be conditioned. So I I am fearful that that that's okay. There is noise now. There is there is heavy marching. That one. I respect around the world. I respect all that, but we need to knock down doors because remember, the policies are there. It's written. The laws is written for the Western world's benefit. And until I'm seeing those things changing, then I'll be smiling. I'm gonna give you an example. Um, what's that lady's name? The Duchess, the one that Megan. That's it. So okay. Um, um, so Megan Markle. I'm not sure if you guys have seen the video that came out. I think it was yesterday or the day before, when she was speaking about her concerns, concerning Black Lives Matters, so on and so forth. Now, obviously, you know, whatever the media try and portray, about her, remember she has black in her, right? And again, we can see that where the media or people in society, sorry, some people in society view be talking about her, yeah, you know, in a negative light. That she's the one that is causing trouble. She's the one that is influencing William. I mean, Harry. Blah 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 blah. All these negative, terminologies. But the truth is, it's because we know some people are thinking about the black side of her. Let's be real, because I'm just trying to say that this is a big problem that I just can't understand why human beings, just human beings, whatever color you are, or race or culture, that we will have so much hate for the next human being and then turned a blind eye as if it's nothing. I don't understand the mentality. If somebody, understands it out there, please let me know. You know, please leave your comments below because I don't understand, the mentality. I don't understand it. The conversation. Get involved, bro. Get involved. We're talking about what are we learning as a society here, What are we really learning about the George Floyd incident and also many other incidences that's happened before? You know? Is this a passing phase? Is it, a passing phase that so Billy says, yes, exactly. We need a worldwide change. The thing I'm happy about the moment is the fact that people like myself are waking up to the fact that racism is still in this day and age a huge problem. Well said, Billy. Well said. Thanks for that. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And thank you for your humbleness too, because yeah, some people indeed are facing maybe the realities that it is that racism, discrimination, all these things that should not be there is still there and is very much alive and kicking. Alive and kicking, meaning it's trending, basically. And it's a great shame. But the positive thing is, just like you said, we are seeing some people facing up to the reality, facing up to like issues that's been, or these issues been there for many years and also many centuries, but we have not had a time like now to actually confront it for some reason, But 100%, Billy, this is a worldwide problem, a worldwide problem. And mentalities have to change because some human beings, this is only a go back to the old self, and just hating, other cultures or groups of people, just hating because they don't actually want to change themselves or better themselves. It's a sad place to be in, I understand, but I think we have a responsibility as individuals to get rid of hateful, hateful emotions, because it will only eat you out. It will destroy you. Love is better. Hate will destroy you, especially if it's something as stupid, because to be quite honest with you, right? To be quite honest, with you guys out there, personally speaking, I find racism a very stupid ideology. I put my name on that. I find it a very stupid ideology because how does the brain come up with such nonsense that somehow it makes sense, to be racist to somebody else, yeah, or to discriminate against somebody else, For me, is one of the most stupid ideology that that mankind has ever created, because we created it. God did not create this. No. We did. So, mankind, we have created one of the most stupid ideologies. Because how does the brain come up with such concepts and then try to like to make sense of it, to think that's a normal way of thinking, hating, certain groups of people, hating them from your heart and soul. I don't understand, but in saying that, that is why I am trying to say that what are we learning as a society? Because some of us might not learn this year, especially the people at the top. Because remember, some of these people have been used to, the luxurious life, right? Having life easy because they're taking advantage of people. So the question I will ask, would some of these people at the top want to let go of that power they have falsely held, right? Because that is false power, because you're bullying people, people are dying, and you're still there, just not helping, right? So it is false power, as far as I'm concerned. So will these people at the top be willing to let go of that power so easily? There's a question mark there, people. For me personally speaking, I'm not sure if some of these people at the top would let go of this power they've had around the minorities and black people for so many centuries so easily. I'm not sure about that. You know, so there is a fight. This is what I'm trying to say. This is a worldwide issue, people. It's not just police brutality. I mean, that is one part of it, but that is only a small percentage of the bigger issue here. There's a bigger issue here. You know. How do you uncondition some human beings that's been conditioned so deeply that, for example, like you have racist groups, right? These groups would congregate, having meetings and rallies and whatnot, um, you know um, you know in America publicly, because that's the right. Now, these people have been conditioned so deeply to hate minorities and black people that how or when will they change? I'm sure some of them, even when they saw the George Floyd video, they did not even bothered to feel pity because they have been conditioned so badly that something like some of them, were happy seeing George Floyd being killed, suffering. You know, that's how sick some of us are in society. Some of us are sick because it has to be a mental disorder. Has to be. It doesn't make any sense to me to have no feelings, against a next human being or human beings suffering for years, centuries, blah 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 blah. Come on. So again, what are we learning as a society? You know, are we learning about ourselves? You know, are, sorry. What are we learning about ourselves, people? You know, um, are we learning about the way we used to think? Like Billy kindly put earlier. About he's learning about how the world, still have racism. to this day, you know, and I respect that because some of us can't learn because every day we learn, every day we learn, and one thing's for sure, we sh- we should not be afraid to learn. Brothers TV says that's true. Hate is worse than a virus. Being loving and caring and being humble and enjoy the appreciation of life is one of the best feelings to ever have. Boom. Bang on point as well, Brothers TV. Nice one, brother. Yeah. You know, that is absolutely true. Absolutely true. You know? Because you see, think about this virus, right? Let's just stick to the word virus. When that police officer had his knee on top of George Floyd, one of the reasons why, well, this is just my take on it, right? This is just my own humble opinion. One of the reasons why the officer looks so like, lacking caring, compassion, is because he has been, infected with the virus. 100%. That's my belief. He has been infected with the virus to hate. You know, you know, to stereotype. Because if a next human being, no matter what the situation is, but in this situation, a person is pinned down on a very hard surface, yeah, which is the streets. He is also handcuffs, so he presents no danger, to you as an officer whatsoever. So for me, the only area I will go to why that officer went inside some twilight zone, yeah, up to be pushing his knees down his neck and just be choking him, killing him, yeah, it's because the virus. I truly believe the virus was inside that officer because it doesn't make no human logical sense not to have empathy, especially when somebody is actually, saying it out. I can't breathe, and there is people around also watching you. The public's watching, and some of them are pleading, and you will have no sense of taking your knees off the person that is defenseless. So, so Brothers TV, I believe you are absolutely right because that word there, it becomes, a virus. I truly believe in that. I do. And I believe that this officer had some form of virus, within him. This thing called hate, you know? They are all false narratives, you know? They are all false narratives, you know? So, yeah. So, we have been taught here. I mean, apart from, you know, what I said earlier about some of the minorities, some of the black people have been conditioned also, yeah, to think a certain way, about themselves. Because if something is pushed onto you again and again and again, and also the treatment, that you receive, that you no good, that you're useless, so on. Some of us will believe it, you know, because that's what conditioning does. Okay. I would also say that um, some white people have also been conditioned to think a certain way about certain groups of people in society. Like, for example, um, many police officers, in England, America, etc., they have been told, giving orders here, or giving certain groups of people, they will label them as, you know, they always up to no good, yeah, or they pose danger always, right? Which is the minorities, yeah, or the black people. Now that's false narrative, but that is what they have been told. So so in essence, even some of the police officers, they have been conditioned to think a certain way about minorities and black people. You know, has been around for so long now, so long. People's actions. Yeah, yeah, it is. I I believe that hate is becoming. Brothers TV says hate is becoming overwhelming around the world. I truly believe in that, brothers. I do, brother. I mean, we can just take example from social media. Tend to be following a trend to hate themselves more than ever before, or maybe it's always been there. I'm not sure, but we see it more now, often, and that hate, self hate, can also play a part in them following the stereotypes, yeah, because if you hate yourself, I think it is very easy, for you to hate others. That's what I truly believe, because I don't believe if you love yourself positively, right? Because there is different types of loving yourself. If you love yourself positively, I'm not sure if you have time to hate other groups of people, meaning really hate them. That don't make sense, right? That wouldn't go with your values of positive thinking, or having a positive soul. I don't think so. So that's a very good point. Hate is becoming overwhelming around the world. You know, and yes, and unfortunately, brother, there are some people who tend to follow wherever the wind blows. They don't ask questions; they'll just follow. You know, and some people that maybe maybe don't have hate in their heart, because because they don't love themselves, you know they would easily just follow people, and start hating. It's a deep thing, man. It's a deep thing, and I just wonder, why is society, or sorry, some people in society, so is easily led, or think hating is the easy way to live life. I don't get that. But then again, have, having um s- having saying that, I think hating is easier. You know, hating is easier than to think positive or to show love. Because hating, all of us have hating, but not all of us, not all of us entertain that emotion, yeah, or that side of human nature. Not all of us, entertain it. Now, I don't entertain it because I know I always have in my mind, right? If somebody else hate me because of the way I look, the color of my skin, discrimination and all that, I would not like it. So I don't want to do the same to somebody else. So I always have this, this thing, in my mind, just to stop me from falling into temptation, shall I say, or from being conditioned by the powers that be, you know, or from social media and things that will control your mind. So, but also, um, you know, I'm a person of faith. Those those just need to be themselves instead of being followers. Yes, bang on, brother Stevie. Bang on, brother. I truly believe in that too. You know, I think too much, and that was what I was calling earlier as well. That some people are going to these marches and doing their thing, yeah. But some are following because come next week or come 2 weeks time, or come some months from now, they go back to the same old way of thinking. You know, they'll still be hating minorities. They'll still be hating, black people. Blah 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 blah. So some people indeed are followers. They don't know who the time they need to just re-examine themselves. Really, they really do because there's no time like the present, right? Because if you just find yourself being like sheeps all the time, then you have work to do on yourself. You have a lot of work to do on yourself because I believe the Most High gave us all you know um, individual blessings, beauty. We're all uniquely blessed. We've all got our own um, things that we're good at. But unfortunately, there's a thing called belief and confidence, right? Self self belief. Some of us don't want to maybe work on this. You see, so it's easier to follow other people than to work on yourself. But then, really, that's just a temporary high. Meaning, you can follow people all day long, but but when you are in your quiet space, you are facing yourself. You are facing your demons. You are facing your personal issues. You are facing yourself. So, boy, I do understand why maybe some people follow, because lack of, belief, within them. And sometimes also it's the life maybe they might have had, I can talk from some of my journey that you know some of my journey would get me to suppress my issues, yeah. So because I wouldn't really talk about some of my issues, it's easy for me to to just hang around the crowd, okay? Because nobody is gonna bother me, like asking me questions about myself, even though I had you know like even though I've had my own fair share of challenges. So I do understand sometimes why some people follow, but in the bigger picture is it's not a good thing, because if you are following things blindly, then it's a dangerous game anyways, so yeah, so on the long run, I what do you say? I do the same. If someone have hate for me, well, it's on them. They can't change my faith and give hate back. Boy, yep, that's powerful words, man. That's powerful words. True indeed. That's powerful words, man. You know, and yeah, I do agree with that. Also, I think. Let me turn the lights on, guys. Yeah, just 1 second. Yes, people. Yeah, man. I mean, you know, those are true words, brother. Faith is the key. I was talking the other day about some of these people that tend to have hate in their hearts, yeah, for other cultures, etc. Um, what type of God, do they really believe in? And that's across the board. It could be Christians, Muslims, whatever, because some of us are just hypocrites, right? Hypocrites that will claim to believe in God. We we might go to church every Sunday or go to the mosque or the synagogue. If you're Jew, if you're Jewish, and blah 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 blah. But really and truly, you don't have peace in your heart or love in your heart. Because there's no point you saying that you believe in in God, and yet you have hate for the next human being, like real hate, that you'll kill them, or or you might wish something bad to happen, to that person. Like I was using the reference point of George Floyd. I mean, there are some people who secretly, they were happy that that officer, did what he did, which is a disturbing thought, right? But I have a saying of, as human beings, we are blessed, but yet we are complicated. Some of us can be so evil that we tend to wonder where is that evil coming from, that you can't feel for the next person that is human being, same as yourself, you know but I mean, hate is wrong on all levels. Discrimination, racism, oppress oppressive system that is against humanity. I believe it is wrong. It is wrong. You know, every act that is against humanity, I believe it is wrong. Okay? So so for me, like I was asking the question of what are we learning as a society? Because what's what are we really learning? You know? Because remember, we've been here before. We've been here before again and again and again and again. What are we really learning? You know? That way, we can take that lesson forward and be productive, and change things, change policies, change mindsets, uncondition people's minds, So what are we really doing? Because people need to realize this is a deeper problem than just to focus on the police force, You know, that is one small percentage of the problem, but it's a worldwide issue. 100%. It's a worldwide issue. The facts speaks for themselves. You know. So, what are we gonna do to change mindset? What are we gonna do to change policy? To really change policy, because me, not about talking. It's about practice. Because some of these politicians or the people that's in power can talk their talk, but me, I want to see things in black and white and put into practice. And then also there is consequences if those things are violated. That's what I want to see, worldwide, because people are suffering, you know, just because of the differences, That should never be a crime. It should never be a crime. Never. You know? It should be that we love one another. We treat each other as how we would treat ourselves, Now, I keep stressing this. I am forever using it because it is perfect. He says about not judging people by the color of the skin, but by the content of the character. I believe in this 100%, because that's the best way for us to treat, one another. Because if you do me wrong here, or if you are negative towards me, then obviously if the issue cannot be solved, or if you don't want to change, then it is my right as an individual, not to be friends with you, so yeah. So I truly believe in judging a person by the content of their character, not by the color of their skin, the culture or where they're from, because that's where we have a problem in society. We follow false narratives, people. We do, to think this way. And it's not right, So we need to start learning, we need to start realizing this is a problem that is going to take a while, a long while to put it right, because it's been there for so long. Some of these laws that the people in the so-called power position have put in place, right? It's law that is concrete, meaning it's been cemented there for centuries, right? And it won't just be changed overnight. Nah. Nah. So we have a long way to go. But to discuss these issues, it's a pleasure because at least each one teach one or two people. That's how you change mindsets. Mindsets, especially that's been conditioned. And next issue, people, that I want to bring up is um, self-hating. Brothers TV says hate is overpopulating faith. Somehow it needs to be turned around and have faith overpopulate hate. Yes, true words, brother. True words. True words. I believe in that. And you're bang on point there because I was just about to bring up the topic about self-hate. When we hate ourselves, that can create which can create so much issues. Self-hating, it can create so much issues. Sorry, you know sorry, people. Yeah, it can create so much issues, right? And self-hating is a big problem because you see, again, um, we are conditioned by society, the media, that if you don't have this or have that, you are not worthy. Hey, Zoe, what's up? Welcome to the house. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, much love. Yeah, self-hating, right? I think that is one of the biggest problems that we have, in this day and age now. Self-hating, and that creates many issues. You know, not only do we hate ourselves, sometimes somebody who looks like you, and that's self-hating, all right? And so I think it's a fundamental problem that is not tackled, enough, because self-hating can lead to so many negative pathway. For example, there are many people that commit suicide, that would harm themselves, or perhaps mental health issues. It's created through self-hating. And so I think loving yourself, or at least working on yourself, is one of the key things to avoid hating yourself, and just hating others, especially people who look like you, because that's still self-hating. Zoe said self-hate is something I've dealt with on until now. Yeah, I mean, thanks for that, Zoe. Same here, as well. I think it's a human problem that we all have these emotions, right? And I believe from some of my journey that working on it, and daily basis, consistently, I think that is one of the key things to make it a bit lesser, of a noise, within our minds. Because I think if we let some emotions that is negative take over us, I think that's when issues do arise, in so many ways, so many ways, Um, I think that's when maybe some people give up, you know, in life in general, like I said earlier about self harm, and just I've been there, you know, for because of my own journey, which again, until my truth video comes out, I don't want to give out too much details yet, but for now, yeah, I've been there, and I think finding love for yourself, cherishing yourself, because until we love ourselves like deeply enough, yeah, caring for yourself, yeah, taking care of yourself mentally and physically. Until you are doing that for yourself, I think it's very hard for you to find it through somebody else, because somebody else can love you. Yeah, that's a true question now. Well, if if I say when, I might be spoiling it, right? But it's gonna be very soon. Yeah, very soon. It's in the process. Let's put it this way, Yeah, it's in the process, but you know, yeah. So I will be giving you guys the heads up and notifying, all you good people out there when to watch out for my truth video. All right, but very soon, very soon. But rest assured, it's in the making, 100%. Because also I want to be, you know, I want the video to definitely to reflect me. So I want to do it. Yeah, sorry, I am doing it, in a way that that is me, that is different as well, because there's a lot of truth video out there that is not wanting to follow others, but just be me. So yeah, so it's in the making, and I hope when it comes out, some of you guys will like it. Oh, cheers, Zoe. Yeah, you know what they say in it. They say good things comes to those who wait. Okay, but yeah, 100%. That will come out soon, 100%. And it's around my 100 video, so I'm coming up to that now, because I wanted people to see me first, of who I am, not the journey, that I've had. So, I wanted to make my journey on YouTube from the start, a bit different, because I notice some people, will speak about who they are, maybe from the first video, about themselves, their truth. But I wanted to actually give people some of my mind, my soul, my realness, and then when they find out about who I am, and some of the journeys that I've had, I hope that will now all make sense. That I come from a real place, from a genuine place, So yeah, so that's always been my plan, to wait around my 100th uh, video, and yeah, so almost coming up to that now. Which yeah, so and also just to touch on that more, I believe that telling your truth, gives people out there, you know, the true you. And also, honesty is the best policy, So I believe in all these things, and importantly, I hope that my truth would inspire, would motivate people out there, which is what is one of my wishes, because I know some of my journey. When you guys hear the video, you might not think that I've been through this or that, So, there's one thing about me. I don't like to follow the stereotype, I don't like to be, a person that's in the box, that is one of those people that is in the bracket. I always like to be me, like to be different, like to be, be a leader than a sheep, Oh, thanks for that, Zoe. You're a beautiful soul, Jevitee. Much love for that. I appreciate that to the bone. Thank you for that. Yeah, and same to you as well, Zoe. Same to you. And the rest of the family. Truth is very, important to inspire other people, also to help yourself, to because I think helping others will help you, if that makes sense. So I think more of us need to do that, because some of us seem to think that some of our journey is not a good thing, or it's a bad thing, or it's not a blessing, for the world to hear it. So I think we need to change the narratives, that everyone's got their own truth, and everybody can make changes, because everybody's got their own journey that can touch somebody else, that can influence positive changes. Okay, so I would encourage people to speak the truth, be themselves, don't follow others, just be you. We can all learn. We can all learn from each other, right? So yes, we can take certain things, knowledge from other people, but I would always insist, be you, be yourself. Okay, let's not be followers, because these days there's too many people that just want to be like somebody else, and I'm not sure if it's just the social media, exposing our human nature that has always been there. Maybe perhaps, it's always been there since time, since the beginning of time. But you know, whatever the case might be, I just think that there are a lot of people out there who need to speak the truth and face yourself. Face who you are, because we are all blessed in our own ways, We are all, you know. So facing yourself, I think, is one of the magical things that we can do for ourselves, because you know what I was saying earlier about hate, you know, having hate in the heart, and hating other people. I truly believe that if we find love for ourselves, be being ourselves, speaking the truth, I think the hate that some of us have would, simmer down, would kind of want to disappear, because your positive thought and your positive mindset takes over that, because you have more of a, you know, empowering attitude, which I don't think hate has time to hang around people that think in a certain way with their soul, genuinely thinking positive. Hate don't really hang around too much, around those people. So I truly believe that. I think we need to deal with ourselves, and that's why I asked the question for this live stream: what are we learning as a society? Because there's so many lessons right now that we can learn. So many lessons, and we should not forget about ourselves. Learning about ourselves, about how we are, how maybe perhaps we have been conditioned to think, a certain way, to be a certain way, so on and so forth, and so we need to know that some things that we have been taught, some of them are not correct, that they are false teachings. Being yourself, I think, is one of the best things that you can be. Being yourself. Because, what's that saying? Um, if somebody cannot take you at 100% proof, so be it, then it's life. But and somebody else can't take it just because they have their own issues, then you know what? Some people, we are not meant to be around. That's just life, we can't fight it, we just have to go with the flow, because sometimes we can actually waste time in trying to help other people that don't really want to help themselves change for the better. So, you know, Billy says exactly. Oh, Zoe said first, the greatest love is loving yourself. So then you can love others unconditionally. Well said, definitely. Yeah, I agree with that, Zoe. And Billy says exactly, if there is love within, then it's literally impossible for that self love not to turn into love for others. Yep, yep. Very, very true, Billy. Very, very true. Very, very true, Yep. And Brothers TV says, I've learned that those that are afraid of the different, so they think the only option they have is to follow what is. Let me read that again. I've learned that those that are afraid of the different, so they think the only option they have is to follow what is. Yeah, yeah. Some people are, um, they are very much afraid, especially what people will say. It could be friends, it could be families, because remember, friends and family are human beings, right? Part of society, and they learn also from other people. So it's not, what I always say is, it's not because maybe someone's your friend or your family member that they have the best interest for you, because hating comes in different shapes and sizes, for sure, you know you know the greatest love of all is loving yourself. truly, because I don't think, if you, truly love yourself, as Billy says, that you have time to hate others, because you have love for others. That's just a laws of attraction thing. Laws of the universe. I actually believe that. You know, I do. And and one brother says that I've learned that those that are afraid, of differences. Yeah, I think being afraid is the key thing. What people will say, and it has to be said though, right? That some of my journey, I'm sure some other people would relate that if you have been through certain things in life, or you've experienced certain things. Let's take for example. Let's say some people who have been abused. Let's say from the children, or some of us, some of them, for them to build self love for themselves is a difficult process. A process that is not impossible, but it has to be said it's a difficult process to find love for yourself when you have been used and abused by so-called loved ones, or or a complete stranger. So in that scenario, it's very difficult sometimes to actually find love for yourself, and then and then you find yourself perhaps falling into wrong circles, and also following. Who's this? How can I get your what, Mersh? Say that again. How can I get your merch? What is merch? Explain that, my friend. I hope you're bringing love today, because sometimes you joke too much, and try and at least contribute, because this is all about positive thinking. We don't want no hate here, just love. So I hope you are coming correct before I try to delete you. I don't want to delete you until. Oh, okay. Your shirt or hat from merchandise. All right. Okay. Cool. 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 All right. So we're on point. About the love. Okay. The merchandise will be going on sale soon from Jevitee. Okay. The Jevitee products. All right. So, but I'm still making things happen. Okay. So I will be because of the coronavirus issues going on. This will be yeah. Hoodie, hats, cups, everything. Yeah. So, but that will be rolling out maybe in the next few months because of the coronavirus. And we're still planning some few things, because right now it's at the practice stage. So definitely, some of these will be going out. Also, different colors as well, and from men, and also for women, and also for kids as well. You know, bro. What's this? Pedro just said, bro, I will be so down for merchandise whenever that is. Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely. Watch out for that. I will be sending out the details through my post and different other platforms, as well. Okay, and some of them's gonna be Jevitee. Fitness is limitless. As you guys out there know. So, it's gonna cover all the bases. It's gonna be something that I hope all you guys will love out there. Okay, just for us to spread the love. Just positivity all the way. All right. So yes, brother. Yeah, man. What was I saying? I can't remember now what I was saying, man. But yeah, yeah. So you guys out there, just know this year that we can all change for the better. We can all be a greater version of ourselves. Okay. I know life is it's not easy in so many ways. We all experience things in so many different ways. I truly understand that. Much love, Billy. Respect. You know. I know that we all experience things. In so many ways. That life is very challenging, right? But I would say to you guys that we need to know that we all have our own unique gifts, right? Blessings, right? Every single person has. Like for example, now, every person that is online now, we can all give to one another, some form of knowledge, 100%, right? But it's about us believing in ourselves, right? Now, like I was saying earlier, sometimes there are some people that might, want to talk down, about you, or they just want to hate you. But just know this, right? Sometimes they might be hating you because they see something great in you, you know? So, if we love ourselves enough, I think some of these things that might come towards us, that will bounce off you easily. Because you know why? You are working on yourself. You are working on yourself, to love yourself even more so. You know, I truly believe in this, people. Some of my journey has led me to find true love for myself. That's a true question, Chuck Norris. How can I help hashtag Black Lives Matters movement? Not talking about making instant posts, but something bigger. What do you think I can do? That's a very good question, man. Very good question. And I respect you for asking that question. Totally. What can be done is this. Yeah, is I think we need to start from within, changing about how we view, minorities, black people, because if you change yourself and then you pass that knowledge on, so on and so forth, I think that's the only way we will see true changes. Because remember this, right? We have all been conditioned to think a certain way about groups of people, you know, which is completely wrong. Yes, bro. Yeah. Much love, man, for that. So, on conditioning, our minds is the first key, because that's the only way we will spread positivity. Because remember, the end of the day, right? It doesn't matter what the people in power say, because they've been doing this for centuries now, right? Centuries. It doesn't matter what they say. Every single person on this planet is called a human being, right? And should be respected accordingly, regardless of where you're from, you know? Should be respected accordingly. Human being. We are all human beings. We are all on this earth, we all in this world. And something else as well, right, brother? Words like the third world, yeah? These are all false narratives, right? So it's things like this we can change, the way we speak. Because I don't want to use the word third world, because that is insulting people, you know? You know, that is degrading people, that is suppressing people, that is oppressing them, right? That is being discriminative, that is being in maybe many ways being racist, right? So terminologies we can change, third world, let's drop that word out of our terminologies. Let's lose that word. That word don't exist, because there is only one world we as human beings we live in. Let's respect one and another, because I don't know how to put it, right? We have been conditioned for so long that some of us take the basic things as normal, as in the way that we use words, even using the simple word as some, right? Because when we stereotype, yeah, we put everybody inside the same bracket. Let's take, for example, yeah, I will use me. Let's say you meet me today, then we became friends, and I was negative, yeah, towards you, right? Let's just say, for instance, that took place, right? That I was negative. Now, because I'm a black man, it does not mean that because you have experienced a negative behavior from me. It does not mean that you should stereotype all black men. You know, Vice versa. If I was maybe a white friend of mine did something negative, I don't want to stereotype the whole of white people. To watch our language, because that is very dangerous. That creates issues. That creates people being labeled. You know, that's where some of the issues stems from. Because as I was saying earlier about George Floyd, I was coming from the angle, the police officer, right? I think it's a high possibility that because that officer has been so conditioned to think in a certain way, his feelings, his empathy, his emotions to feel for the next human being went out of the window, meaning he lost it, because he has been conditioned to think a certain way. So his actions, he didn't feel anything, which is very, very sad. And also collectively, his fellow officers that were around him. So that's the type of thing that's being conditioned. stereotyping, judging, judging people is all a dangerous way to view, other, human beings. Let's treat people as you want to be treated. Okay, so to come back to your question, how you can help, like I'm saying, Chuck Norris, the one of the ways for us to help is starting to change ourselves, because most of us in life have been conditioned, and we need to start to just uncondition the way that we view other people. As Zoe said that we are all God's children. Bang on, we are. So I just believe that now. I'm not a Christian, but I've taken one commandment from the Bible, yeah, which I believe people should follow, especially in these times that that now we're going through this moment in history, right? Is the Ten Commandments of love thy neighbor as you love yourself. I think if we really take that in properly, I think if we really wear it and we really love it, love other people as you love yourself, I think that is the first key. That is the first start, That is the first start. Much love, Billy. Much love, That is the first start, because you are now getting rid of old way of thinking, what they have taught you, so I truly believe that is the first start, changing ourselves inside, because we have been taught too many negative things, how to think, how to view, certain groups of people, how to think, because listen, how can I put this, right? Nobody likes to be stereotyped, nobody. So why should we do it to somebody else? So that's what I would advise people to condition, themselves, to do, to start to change themselves, because we can point at policies and the people that's in power to change themselves, but everybody is part of society, so we are all involved in this struggle. We are all guilty, so therefore we can all learn by unlearning and teaching ourselves the right way to view other people, whatever color they are or culture. Let's not stereotype. Stereotype is a dangerous thing. Very, very dangerous, So yes, Chuck Norris, that is one way, man, to do something, There's a saying that I always say is each one teach one, meaning whatever you learn, that is positive, pass it on to somebody else, just pass it on, to somebody else, because that's the only way that we will change people's. It's a sad state of affairs, in one hand. Yes, Zoe, love conquers all. Yeah, love conquers everything. 100%. It does. You know, and that's the only way. Love conquers everything. Because we are all in this matrix of hating world, because it is, we are promoted that only the strong survive. All that is false narratives. Some people just want to suppress people because they love the word power. they love to be in a position of power, whilst others tend to suffer. So we have to change all these narratives. We've been fooled. We have been conditioned to think all these things are right. We can all share the world, right? Equally. We can. The world is a big world. Come on. I mean, so, I'm not down with some people that might express themselves and say, well, you need some people, in power, some races in power. I don't believe that because that creates issues. There is always, imbalance, right? And human nature is some people go power crazy, just like the police officer. He went power crazy, as much as being conditioned, being so all that together, that's a dangerous cocktail. Dangerous cocktail. So we have to change ourselves from within. So every person has a responsibility to change themselves and spread love, not hate. You know? That's why I put this question up for this live, yeah? What are we learning as a society? You know? There is so much for us to learn. There is so much for us to learn. I mean, that's the blessing though, because knowledge makes you a better person, right? So that's the beautiful thing that we have been given this opportunity to learn, about ourselves, make ourselves, better, stronger, wiser than ever before, and just let's spread the love, man. Where is the love? Come on, let's spread it around. There is enough love to go around. Let's be real, people. There is, enough love to go around for sure, without question. Yeah, love conquers all, man. Yes, brother. Yeah, man. Brother Stevie said, yes, there is. Yeah, there is. There is enough love, man, to go around. Let's not waste it. Love creates so many beautiful things. So many beautiful things. Hate creates what? Disaster. Disaster. You know, some people, they might fool you and try and promote hate, as a beautiful thing, but that's just false information. Because hating creates disaster. Love creates beautiful things. Beautiful things. So, I think these are the things that that we can learn about society and just spread it around. Spread it around. Spread it around, man. Yeah. So, Chuck Norris, yes, 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 yes. Zoe, yes, 100%. Billy is a fine example. Guys, everyone that's online, Chuck Norris, Brothers TV, everyone that's online, you guys would be shocked at what knowledge he has. Okay, connect, connect, connect. Okay, he's a young man with a big heart, love. Okay, so that's how I would describe Billy, you know? Love. Yes, family. Much love, people. Much love, you know? Yeah. No, truly though, you are fine example, you know, of how to describe, the word love, you know, because some 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 adults are struggling to find it. All right, so I will send them to you, just for you to put things in perspective for them, you know, and obviously when they see you and they hear you speak, process, 100%. Okay, so people, go and check out Billy Bloomsfield. Okay, go and check him out, people. All right, and also his mom's online too, Zoe Bloomsfield. Go and check her channel out as well. People, go and check that channel out. All right, let's show some love. Yeah, people, let's show some love. Yep. Yeah, man. So, people, like I'm saying though, I think we need to just definitely spread love, because that conquers everything, and that's the only way I truly believe we can move forward and make a powerful change, powerful impact, that's that mankind, will be proud of, because or how to view other cultures and human beings. Love will change things, that will transform lives. It will literally transform the world. All right. So I think that's one of the best contributions that we can make as individuals, changing ourselves inside. All right, showing more love to ourselves, and in return, showing love on the outside to the world, society. All right, let's spread it, man. Let's spread it. It comes for free. We don't have to buy it, pay money for it. It comes for free. Let's spread it, man. Let me give you guys some sweet music, right? Just to spread the love. Some sweet music, because I want to thank you guys, man, for being here, for listening to this conversation. What are we gonna what are we learning about society? you know Very important. So yeah, so guys, I mean, I think it was Michael Jackson as well, who said it best. Where's the world? Sorry, heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. I feel that is so fitting, in this moment in time in history. Let's heal it. Love is the only way, to heal the world. That comes natural. You know, God, God has given us the natural ability, the natural emotions to love. Why do we waste it? You know, let's not waste it, man. Let's just spread it like wildfire. Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to be loved. Come on, let's be honest. So let's push hating aside. because that won't solve nothing. All right, people. One of my favorite tunes, people. Uh, Spreading the love to you guys out there. Spreading the love, people. Spreading the love. Hashtag. Yeah. All right. Much love, Billy. Literally flowing through my body. Yeah, man. That's your naturalness. Your natural God-given blessings, Billy. You know? Yeah, man. Let's spread the love. Let's spread the love, man. Yeah. Yes, people.
Remember when we said we'd stay together
So,
till forever?
like I was saying in the words of Michael Jackson, heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. They didn't choose cultures, it said, and for the entire human race. Should be. So, I mean, I just hope this moment in time is gonna create a long-term change. The way we treat one another, I really hope so. At brother says, at Billy Blomso, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was just typing about feeling the vibes. Nice one, bro. Yeah, man. Let's have some feeling good. Feeling good, man. The only way. The only way. So, yeah. Much love, Zoe. Thank you for stopping by and being involved in the conversation. Much love to you. I appreciate your energy, your presence, your spirit. Okay? Much love to you. So have a good night. Much love. And yeah, we'll speak soon. Okay? Have a good one.
You push away then when I go all in, like you afraid of what might happen. 2 seconds and I might just throw you out. Cause I remember everything you did and everything I became out of like a no. So why are you doing this tonight? You always know how to be sentimental. You always say the right things like you're pushing me away, then you pull me back in. Like I'm your lady, but then you just stop trying. You push away, then when I go all in. Like you're afraid of what might happen if you're trying. I'm already done with this game, so I might just be honest with that. I'm pushing you away, then you pull me back in. Like I'm your lady, but then you just stop trying. Then you just stop trying. Always say the right things like
Yeah, man.
pushing me away, then you pull me back in. Like I'm your lady, but then you just stop trying. You push away, then when I go all in. Like you're afraid of what might happen if you're trying. I'm already done with this game, so I might just be honest with that. I'm pushing you away, then you pull me back in.
Yes.
Like I'm your lady,
Come
but then
on.
you just stop trying.
Hey.
Then you just stop trying.
Yes, people. We had to travel there. We just had to travel there, people. Let's just stimulate the brain as well. As well as the soul. So we had to travel there. Good vibes is always good. So yeah, man. One more, yeah. And then we'll talk. Let's spread the love, people, yeah, and let's feel good about ourselves, okay? From today, let's start working on ourselves even more, okay? Okay, people? Let's work on ourselves. When we work on ourselves, we can help others, okay? We can spread love. Yeah, man. Nah, for real, yeah. Best feeling ever to enjoy within. For real, brother. For real. Yeah, man. Much love, Billy. Yeah. For real. Yeah, man. What's good, LTCM? Welcome to the vibes. Welcome to the party. Yeah, we're vibes into some nice music right now. Some nice music. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, people. I hope you guys are in some feeling good zone, okay? Some feeling good vibes, which is what I want, people, because we're talking about love, and at the end of the day, we are demonstrating it, because everything that will make you feel good, that's all love, right? So creating vibes, and just pushing it out there, that's what it's all about. Okay? So people, I say, I would insist that we keep working on ourselves, learning new information, and spreading the word of good information, that we've learned, to somebody else, because that is the only way we can truly change society way of thinking that's been there for centuries, because all this hate, hating cultures and just hating people, okay. So so I think learning about ourselves, this is the time. I mean, the coronavirus gave us that opportunity, right, for us to learn about ourselves, because people are dying around us. You know, you, it's a rude awakening, to remind us that life, is very short. That tomorrow is not guaranteed. But we as human beings, we sometimes, when opportunities come for us to learn, especially if it's something as deep as the coronavirus, some of us still don't want to learn. Don't want to appreciate life. So the funny thing is, I think the George Floyd incident, combined with the coronavirus, I truly believe, I'm a believer of God, that everything happens for a reason. That it's not coincidence. Because, you know, if we really think about it, it's quite amazing, right? That two major events in history has happened in the same space of time. That's amazing stuff, right? But I just think these things are happening because it's calling on humanity to change their ways. You know, people are dying. Coronavirus. And then obviously George Floyd. These are just reminders of, like, we need to change ourselves, change our ways of thinking. Other groups of people accepting negative, narratives that is pushed, towards us. If we know it is wrong, we need to, speak against it, and also teach other people that is wrong. You know, like I was saying earlier about the word third world. Let's lose that, vocabulary. There is no such thing as a third world. There is not a first world or a second world. So there is no third world. Let's lose that, vocabulary, because there is no such word. It has been put within us to think that is normal. That is the way to view other people. So all these things are just promoted to us, but they are negative narratives, negative information. Okay, and also, like I was saying earlier about stereotyping people. It's not right to stereotype people. You know, if one person did something to you, or two, or three, or four, from a certain group, it does not mean you have to stereotype that whole group of people, or culture. It's, I mean, we need to learn this. We need to learn this, people. Really need to learn this. You know. I tend to tell people all the time to try their best to use the word some. You know, or I don't know. Because I think using the word some, maybe some of these people, I mean, it's still a bit stereotyping, in a way, if you've met only one. But if you've met maybe one, two, or three people, from that particular maybe culture, or we have to avoid the words they are, because using the word they, you are putting every person from that particular culture or group of people in one bracket. Like what I said before, about Donald Trump, when he's using the words they, you know, like Muslims, they are, or the Mexicans, they are, they're drug dealers, they are this, they are that. That's just wrong terminologies, and we have to learn to not be fooled by what other people bad language is, because that is bad language. That creates trouble. That creates death. That creates issues. People, by stereotyping people. They are this way. They are that. What I will say is, you can't say they, because you have not met every single one of those people from that culture or from that group. You know, you never have, and also you never will. That's impossible, right? For you to meet every single person from that group, from that culture. I mean, come on, when you have time to meet maybe, I don't know, 5 million people, 6 million people, you know, when do you have time to do that? So I'm just saying, stereotyping is a dangerous thing, people. Dangerous thing. So the lesson, or the thing I will say to you guys for this live stream, the lesson will be, because it's related to the question that what are we learning, as a society? Let's learn not to stereotype. Let's learn to use our words carefully, you know. Let's learn not to follow other people's negative words that they use, to describe, certain people, because it is wrong. All right, it is wrong. So I think to reprogram, ourselves, because words are powerful. Words are powerful, and words can be dangerous. Okay, so everything that these people, the hierarchies, the people in power, has taught us to think, I think we need to unlearn some of these things, because it is wrong. Like I said, Mr. Trump is in power, and he's using all these false narratives to describe people. And unfortunately, some people learn from that. Some people learn from that. They don't think that, well, what he's saying, he's stereotyping people, because not all of these people from that culture are like that. Period. Period. There is no arguments. So refrain from using the word they are, or say, minorities, or say black people, or saying Mexicans, or saying Chinese people, or even saying, white people, because at the end of the day, every basically what I'm trying to say, people, every culture has its good and bad, you know, whether it's behaviors, or or human behaviors, actions that some people might take, but it does not give you a big picture of what every person from that culture does. Billy says, "Thank you so much for making the end of the day so positive. I've got to go, but I'm sending you lots of love. Speak to you soon." Much love, Billy. Blessings for being around. Blessings for contributing. Blessings for being involved. Blessings for bringing your energy, your spirit, and your soul here. And yeah, so keep staying positive, man. Keep staying positive. Okay. Much love, man. Thanks for coming around once more, right? Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Take care. Love. Yeah. Yeah, man. Is that the time now, right? Yeah. It's going to 3 hours now. So yeah, 10:20. Okay. I will be cutting off soon. Yeah, man. So it's all love though, people, man. I just think slowly but surely, if we start to change ourselves, the inside, the way we speak, even the way the narratives, that's been pushed towards us, you know, for us to lose it, for us to get rid of certain words that is used to, to deprive people, to to oppress them, to keep them down, to view them as lesser than you. And I just had to use the word they in my sentence. So sorry that everyone didn't mean no negative. Much love and respect to all. Nah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Much love for saying that though. I mean, the thing is, brother, the thing is, it will take a while for us all to come out of a certain habit, that's been created and that's been conditioned, us. But if we are, working on these habits, then that's a positive thing, So, and, as you just now said, I respect every word, that you wrote down now, every word. So I respect you for being real, So much love, man, for that, bro. You know, yeah. So, it will take a while for us all to learn about stereotyping people. You know, now it's a pleasure, bro. It's a pleasure. Get rid of some of these words quicker is let's just put ourselves in the shoes of like other people, and just ask ourselves, would we want to be stereotyped, right? The answer would be no, right? Always, right? Because I don't believe any one of us, want to be stereotyped, right? So that's the way I tend to think in my own mind. So I create this reality of of um, of learning how to use words carefully because I'm thinking of how I will feel. You know, that's the best way I have tried to teach myself. So I think that's one of a you know that's one quicker way to learn how to get rid of some of these words that's been conditioned, to us. That's, I mean, sometimes we don't even think about it as well, and sometimes, we don't mean it, as well. So it's not like a negative thing, but it is. Oops. Sorry, guys, my battery is going low, and I have to put in the charger fast. Come on. Yeah, man. So, wow, 10%. Yeah, yeah. So I'm saying, I, I would definitely say that not all of us, will use it in a negative sense purposefully, but, 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 it's something. Yeah, man. Respect, bro. Yeah, but it's something that I don't think we notice that is very dangerous, because when we are speaking that way, we are stereotyping everybody, from that culture, from that, race or whatever. Okay? And I've just come to learn that, what, I don't think it's right. And so now, if we can learn to speak, in a certain way without stereotyping people, you know 100%. Sorry, what's going on? My battery's not charging. Yes, man. I'm not sure if my phone is on correctly, but something funny is going on. Yeah, people, guys, if my phone cuts off, my bad. I'm not sure why it's not charging, but why? How come it's not charging? Strange. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not sure what's going on, but guys, I have to go now, yeah, because my phone is about to cut off. Much love, people. Much love for taking the time out to join this live stream. I would have stayed longer, but it's because my battery is about to go, and yeah, so and the phone will cut off. All right, people. So much love for coming by, people. I respect your time, coming by. Okay. So people, respect. Keep the love. Keep being positive out there. Okay. And we'll speak soon. All right, people. I might do a live tomorrow. All right, people. So watch out for that. Pure good vibes, people. All right. You know. Yeah, man. Much love, brother. Much love. The same to you as well. Much love. Unfortunately, this is beyond my control. The battery's low and it's not charging. All right, people. So much love. I'll talk to you guys soon. All right. So peace. Stay positive. Jevitee. Much love.